Oh guys, we only had to wait about 15 minutes and we got the most banger order ever. Check this out. I was so wrong about cherry picking and it's not even funny. Over the years on my channel, I've talked a lot about the different strategies that come along with doing gig work. And I've made video after video talking about how I never like to cherry pick because I feel like it wastes time. And recently I have completely changed my opinion on cherry picking. And in this video, you're going to see why. What's up guys, welcome to More Driven. My name is Blake Moore. I've been doing gig work for 6 years now. So on this channel, what I like to do is just give you guys the things I've learned in my 6 years of experience. So hopefully you can make some more money along the way. And so this week, what I'm doing is I am cherry picking Uber Eats orders. Now, what comes along with that is I'm going to be also adding in a little bit of Instacart, but the main focus, I thought it would be beneficial for you guys to see how much I can actually make when I use this strategy. Now, I'm not going to be using DoorDash just because I don't want to throw off my acceptance rate or anything like that right now. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to turn on my Uber shift and I'm going to just drive to the nearest parking lot, sit and wait for my first order. Now that time is not what I'm counting towards my time that I'll be going over at the end of the video when we go over the total we made. So it's basically like my active time doing orders is what I'm counting as my time for the purposes of this series. Now I'll tell you guys how long I was actually out, I guess, parked as well, so you guys have a full transparency of the numbers. But when I say like my hourly pay was this, it's referring to that active time. So then once I get my first order that's worth accepting, I will turn on my stopwatch and time the order. So then we know the exact time because Uber doesn't really do active time for you like DoorDash does. So I'll be keeping track of the time I'm actually active. It is 4:30 right now and I actually just got my first Uber Eats order. It is this one to Subway. Right here, $8.27 and it's just 2 miles. Obviously, that's an order I'm going to be accepting because that's a $4 per mile ratio. So we're going to get this done super quick and I didn't even have to decline any orders and I was able to get this one. After getting that order done, I was able to get a really nice Instacart order. And while I was actually shopping, I got a banger Uber Eats order for $22 and it was just 6 miles. But then this happened. So I'm driving to drop off this Instacart order. And of course, the person puts an address that I don't think is accurate. Like it's showing on the map a different place where I'm at. And I'm at the address that she gave. These are some of the roadblocks that I just hate. Texted her. We'll see if she responds. I just said, hey, that address you gave is at a business building. Is that correct? I guess we'll see. Dang. This really throws a wrench into our time. Hopefully we can get it done quick though. But we just dropped off that last order and I forgot to take a screenshot of it, but it was like $7.50 for 3.5 miles or something like that. So really today, the only problem we've run into is that stupid Instacart address, which wasted some time. But we have that really great Uber Eats shop and pay order, which some of those are just amazing, like the one we did today. And then had that Instacart and a couple of other great Uber Eats. And so in less than 2 hours of active time, we've already made about $53. So that's in about 2 hours and 50 minutes of real time, but we've been doing stuff in between. So I'm not mad at all. $53, less than 2 hours. I mean, we get another great order here, probably gonna be averaging $30 an hour. So this is what I like about the cherry picking, is that even if you encompass the whole time that you're doing it, it still ends up being relatively close to if I was just accepting every order. Sorry, I had an Instacart batch that I thought was going to be good, but it ended up not being worth it, so I didn't take it. But what I was saying was that that's why I like the cherry picking method right now, and using Uber Eats and Instacart is really where I'm seeing the best money to be made. So in between orders, I'm just working on stuff. Right now, I'm actually doing a lot of studying. I'm trying to start something and I need a little bit more knowledge on the thing I'm trying to start. So I've been watching a lot of videos on it and just trying to get things set up correctly and things like that. So that's kind of what I've been working on right now. But I think I might just incorporate some Lyft in between. That's not going to count towards our cherry picking total, but it's definitely something you can do while you're cherry picking orders. And the reason that I say that is because it's actually really the best strategy if you don't have any other remote work, is to have rideshare going in between the great cherry picked orders that you're doing, because that way you can still be making some money and have the other apps on and only take short distance rides. So when you're driving someone, try and keep it in a very short radius. So then if you do get a really great order from Uber Eats or Instacart, then you can still accept it and it doesn't affect any of your ratings or anything like that. So that's kind of what I do when I don't have any other stuff that I sometimes don't feel like working on, or I just finished all the stuff that I had planned for the day and I just kind of want to relax, drive around instead of trying to work on something else. But yeah, now I'm just driving. We're gonna park again and we will see. Hopefully I can get another great order here pretty soon, but things are going great so far. So we just finished up and we only ended up getting one more order since I last talked with you guys. It was from Walgreens, $5 for about 2.5 miles. And got it done pretty quick. So we only went a total of 4 hours, and that was just like in total time we were out on the road with our app active. But let me show you guys right here. I was only on shift doing orders for 2 hours and 7 minutes. So that was my active time, which is what I'm basing my hourly pay off of. So in total, I made $53.67. And so that's an hourly pay of about $26.50 per hour. Not too bad at all. I like to see it at around the $30 range when I'm doing this method, just because that means I'm cherry picking the best orders, in my opinion. So that's kind of where my goal is. Everyone else's goals are going to be different, but that's just kind of what I like to see. But the real big thing that I love is that I only drove 21 miles. So that means I was averaging about, $2.50 per mile on every single order, which is right where I want to be. My goal for that is anything above $2 per mile. That's where I like to hover. If I have a really big dollar per mile ratio order, like that Shop and Pay order I did, which was $22 for 6 miles. So that's like a 3.5, almost $4 per mile ratio. When it's something like that, then the next couple of orders that I accept, I might let slide a little bit to maybe just $1.50 per mile or something like that. But anything for me above $2 per mile is perfect cherry picking zone. And honestly, depending on the day, I might raise that to $3 per mile if it's a Saturday evening or something. I don't know. But yeah, overall, great shift, great money. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh guys, we only had to wait about 15 minutes and we got the most banger order ever. Check this out. And we already got it done. Took us about 35 minutes to shop for it. So good. Well, holy crap. That was an insane first order to start the day off with. Look at this. It only took 43 minutes. That is insane. $63.43. Wow, we are starting today off great. But that is why you sit and cherry pick, because those are the orders you can get. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, obviously. And yeah, hopefully we can close out this lunch shift making insane money, because we already made more than yesterday, $10 more. So that's insane. Let's keep going. So after that great order I did the next day, things kind of died out for the rest of the day, and I only did a couple more orders, but it was all good because I was able to get a lot of other work done while I was waiting. So in total for that next day, I made $77 in almost 5 hours, which I was totally fine with. Let me just go over the totals for you guys and show you just how crazy this method can get. So I got the numbers right here. In total, between the both days, I made $130.75. And that was in 8 hours and 45 minutes of real time that I was actually out on the road. But the majority of that time I was parked, because in the active time while I was actually doing orders was only 2 hours and 23 minutes. So about 2.35 hours of active time. That means I was able to get other work done for about 6.5 hours while I was making this $130. And these numbers are actually crazy. So if you want to count the real time, even though I was doing other work while I was parked, but if you want to count it, it was $15 per hour in real time, which is just a couple dollars less than what I would probably normally average if I was accepting the majority of orders, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But if we just count the active time, which is what I like to do, then I was making $55.64 per hour. And the best part of all of this is that I only had to drive 36 miles to make $130. That's a $3.63 per mile average. So I saved a bunch of money on wear and tear on my car, which already makes up for the slight decrease in real-time hourly pay that I was making. Because normally to make $130, probably have to drive 130 miles, let's just say, which is about $2 or $3 per hour more that I would have been spending in gas, if that makes sense. So I saved a pretty significant amount on gas, and I was able to get other work done for 6.5 hours while I was waiting around. So that's why I've completely changed my mind about cherry picking, and why I do think right now it is the absolute best strategy out there. It's hard to do with DoorDash because they make you maintain that stupid acceptance rate. That's why I've been doing a lot of Uber Eats and Instacart, and you just pair them together. And after you do a couple shifts, get a couple of days or a couple of weeks under your belt, you really start getting the hang of it. And Uber Eats will start sending you really good shop and pay orders if you start accepting them. Those are the best orders I see on Uber Eats. And then even the delivery ones, like I'm not having to decline that many Uber Eats orders. I feel like what a lot of people have commented, and I'll give you guys credit for it because I feel like you've been commenting this for a while, but a lot of people say that they kind of feed you whatever it is that you consistently accept. So if you're only consistently accepting really great orders, then that's really all they send your way, because I really don't have to decline that much, and I'm able to make over $50 an hour doing this. So it is the best method right now, and I think everyone should try it because it's really helped me get a lot more work done and be way more productive in my day. I can work 6 hours on other stuff while making really good side money. And right now I'm actually fortunate enough to where I've just transferred my payout directly into my investment account at Fidelity. So all the money I'm making is extra money that just gets directly invested. So I think that's the best way to go about gig work right now. Find a remote job that you can do so that you can really maximize this method. And if you don't have a remote job to do, or you need one, then make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned to my next video, because I'll be going over a bunch of remote jobs that you can do from your car while you're cherry picking orders. That video is going to be right here once it's posted. And if you're watching this video the day that it comes out, then that video is going to be uploaded tomorrow. So subscribe, stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in that next video. Go check it out.